G'day guys, Matt here again. I think in the last video we were just at the lease block and nearly finishing up, but yeah, we have just finished now and I'm about to hop in the bin to clean out all the leftover bits of seed in there, just to make sure there's none hidden away, tucked away somewhere in the bin. And yeah, we're going to blow down both the air cart and the planter, and just to make sure there's no contamination between this and the next variety of wheat we're putting in on the other side of the lease block here. So the reason we're so fussy when we're changing varieties is, I think I might have mentioned in a previous video, but we do a lot of seed production crops. So if you have one seed that's not where it's meant to be, obviously that grows through, and then when it gets harvested, then you do have a mix of varieties. So you want them as pure as possible. So yeah, we get a little bit extra come harvest time, and so we do our very best. Yeah guys, got to be careful with these. If something happens and they split and you're standing under them, there's a fair bit of weight there. So yeah, what we usually do, there's a little flap and a little sock attached to the bottom of these bags, and yeah, you undo them and that's how the grain comes out. You sort of just keep them at arm's length, and so you don't have your whole body underneath them, and that way if it does happen to fall or one of these loops up the top break or whatever, you don't get crushed. So just got to be a little bit wary of them in that sense. Hey guys, we finished up at the lease block just this morning there, and we're down here at the other home block. So there's 550 hectares here. We've got linseed going in this paddock, and then there's chickpeas going in on the other side. So this is all flat country, so this is fairly easy sort of country to farm, so we don't have to keep dealing with contour banks. But there is a couple of wet patches, just a bit of damage from the flood. So yeah, we still got them to watch out for, but should be pretty straightforward, I think. So linseed's very similar to flax. The only difference is flax is usually grown for building rope and different things, and the linseed's just a bit shorter, and it's mainly obviously used for oil. So you don't need the length. So it's just a bit of difference there, but it's basically the same thing. Yeah, so this is the linseed. It's a bit like water. It flows very easily, and it's quite a light seed. If you have this in a 1 ton bag, it's very hard to strap down. So yeah, the other thing we've got to do when we flick over to linseed is reduce the press wheel pressure. So we don't want that to pack down so hard behind the seed. Otherwise, linseed struggles to pop through hard ground. So we just want it to be rolling over it and not make it too hard for it to pop through. So just pull this clip out, slide, we just lift the machine up a bit, and it just locks into the front one there. And then we just pop that through and pop the little clip back in. Done. So yeah, I don't think you want to see me do 36 of them, so I'll get into it. Hey guys, we're just at the lease block. This is the paddock I planted just at the end of last week, so about 3-4 days ago. and yeah, it's come up really well actually. But we've just got a couple of these rocks that yeah, just these big suckers that are not going to go through the machines very well. So we just, while it's fresh in our minds and we can remember where they are, we're just going to go out and pick up a few of the odd ones. So yeah, you don't want to forget about them, and then the crop grows up around it and you don't know that that's there. So we yeah, make sure we get it before we forget. Yeah guys, we've just got a few strips there. It was just a bit too wet for this thing to pull through itself, so yeah, we're just going to hook up 2 tractors here and yeah, drag the planter through. Yeah, it's another morning here. The sun's just coming up. And we're just swapping over to chickpeas. So we put this inoculant into the seed. You mix it up with the seed, and that does some magic and makes the seed, or the plant, produce some nitrogen nodules. And yeah, so you want to make sure you get good coverage of the seed when you yeah, when you're mixing it up. So we just do it the cheap and easy way. We just mix it all up in a bucket, and then yeah, then tip it in slowly as it's going up the auger here. So a lot of other systems people use is they might have a little tube going into the auger here and mixes it up there. So yeah, we just like to keep it simple. So yeah, this is Brad too. He's the eldest brother. He specialises in engineering side of things and rocks, that'd be fair, and getting bogged, although lately that's probably been me. So we're just trickling it in there. The wind's blowing away from it, so we don't want to breathe the treatment that's on the chickpeas if we don't have to. Yeah, thankfully the wind's going the right way. Yes, this paddock here is the last one to do. So this is, yeah, obviously going in chickpeas, and there's about 260 hectares here. So we're pushing to get that done in the next 2 days because they're talking rain after that. Hey guys, so on the monitor we just go calibration mode, and then it does a certain amount of revolutions, and we catch all the seed and then weigh it and enter that into the system, so then it knows what it's putting out. So we do that for every different sort of seed. We do have saved ones in there, so we don't have to do it every time, but sometimes new varieties weigh differently. Might be able to see how that the tines are going right in between the stubble of the last year's crop. So I can actually adjust it on the GPS and go left or right, however much, just so we make sure that that's going in between the rows, and then behind us it leaves all the stubble standing, because yeah, otherwise what happens is you end up ripping up all the stubble from last year's crop, and it yeah, it just blocks up the planter. After 1 o'clock in the morning, I can see just there's some piles of straw that was from a previous run. Just having trouble with it blocking up. I don't have any blockages here at the minute, but the straw just gets caught up all around the units there, and yeah, just once the little one starts, it just keeps pushing the straw in front of it, and yeah, you pretty quickly end up with a bigger problem. But yeah, the reason is, coming into night time, the dew settles a bit, the straw gets a bit of moisture in it, and turns it a bit ropey. So instead of what usually happens in the daytime, you have the sun shining on it obviously, and the straw is quite brittle, and those coulters at the front, you can see the disc there, it actually chops through quite easily, and yeah, so you don't get any blockages in the daytime. But yeah, come about sometimes it can be 8, 9 o'clock, it just starts getting a bit damp, and yeah, then you just can't, just can't go because it's just making too much of a mess. I've probably had 15 or so blockages tonight, but we're just pushing to try and get it done. They're talking rain in 2 days, so we've only really got tomorrow to finish this off. So I was going to go for a little bit later on tonight, but yeah, it's just getting a bit annoying and messy, so we've just got to come in and fill up now anyway, and yeah, so we'll take a little bit of daylight probably in the morning before it's ready to go planting again. Well guys, this is the last day of dry weather that we're hoping to get this paddock done, and ran her out of fuel. So the fuel was there, and I was just heading straight in to yeah, fill her up, but yeah, she ran out. So we got Brad on the Rogator there. So he's just putting down a pre-emergent spray, helps control the weeds before they come out of the ground. So we want to get that all on before we get any rain, which is due later tonight. So we're pushing it a bit fine. These are some of the big old straw piles I left from last night. We just didn't get a chance to burn them. So we'll see how we go here. I don't know if I like my chances. Yep. So that's what a blockage looks like. So I just might even be able to gather a bit of this together into a bigger pile, and then we can burn it. Yes, I was getting sick of this last night, and I think I'm going to get sick of it again tonight. Kick all that out there. I'll be honest, it does make me a bit nervous that Brad is in control of where we're going. Here we go. This could end badly. See, we've got a blockage there from all the stuff that's laid down, but I'm sure it alright. Well, it's dark, moisture in the air, so it begins. Hopefully this is the last time we have to fill up. This is the last run, so I've only got 283 metres there I've got left, so a bit annoying when the paddock doesn't quite match up. But yes, I'm getting a bit dizzy. There's another blockage there, but getting a bit dizzy with all the turning around I've got to do to unblock it. So I'm glad that we're nearly finished. What I generally do is just lift her up a bit and turn out onto what you've already sown. Otherwise, the next time you come past, it'll block again. And you lift her up all the way. Find some good bumps. Let it all shake out. Sometimes they catch up under there and you've got to go and pull it out, but most of the time it's not too bad. There guys, that is it for planting of the main section. We actually do have another 50 hectares or so at the lease block that we're just going to put a crop in, but that's, yeah, we're going to tidy up a bit there, so it's sort of just when we get to it sort of a job, so we're not too stressed about that. But yeah, so this is the last of the main part of planting. It's gone fairly well really, just the way, yeah, fairly uneventful, which is the way we like it. So anyway, we'll see you in the next video.